You are listening to a brand. If it's hamburgers, it's McDonald's. If it's phones, it's Apple. If it's investing, it's EM. Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Long weekend, but we are back, baby. So I just pulled this up. I was looking at our Employed Trader series earlier this morning. Cash alerted me that Apple's making an all-time high. Remember, if you're in the Employed Trader series, I said 155 plus would be our buy point. That was the engulfing candlestick we were looking at last week. And of course, we didn't get that. So maybe we'll get it today. Let's see after 10:06. If so, I will put out a new alert, but hey, let's see. What's the market doing today? I haven't looked since 6:30 this morning. Oh, it was not down this morning, so we'll take a gander at that, and let's get into some news stories. Oh, by the way, so am I rolling my dad's Apple calls today? No, I'm not. Mine are 165 expiring this weekend. I mean, this Friday, so I'm sure they're not going to get filled up. And if they do, I'll roll them. I have talked to you. I've been filling you guys in on my Tesla thing. I put on my Instagram at TraderMo_EM. That was, this is my Instagram handle. But I posted this weekend. I got two things to do before we get to news. I posted this weekend that my delivery date for my Tesla was supposed to be September 6th, which was yesterday, through the 20th. My original date when I ordered the car back in May was October 1st through October 31st. It got delayed yesterday to December 6th through December 20th. I'm not annoyed that it got delayed. I'm annoyed that it got delayed past my initial date of delivery. And man, that company is just such a cluster. I told you guys last week what happened when I walked into their store. Now they're getting delayed. For this, the company, they're really something. Another thing I posted on my Instagram over the weekend, I was at a Starbucks, and there was a sign that said, "We are hiring." And I wrote on there, "Who isn't hiring?" Paul called me right after he saw that, and he said, "I was just walking in at Chipotle, and I walked past a person, this kid, and he overheard them saying that he's been looking for a job for 3 months and he can't find one." If you cannot find a job after 3 months in this market, that means that you are unemployable, or you don't want to work, because there are jobs literally everywhere. So that's my two stories for the day. I love story time with Mo. Boeing says that a big customer is walking away from the new 737 MAX order, and that is true. So Ryanair, the biggest customer outside of the United States, has walked away from the table on a negotiation for buying aircrafts from them. And it looks like I guess they're going to roll with Airbus. I mean, there's only Boeing and Airbus. So the dispute came over pricing, of course. Ryanair, a Dublin-based discount airline, one of Europe's largest carriers by passengers, has been a big buyer of the 737 MAX, buying 75 of the aircrafts last year. It is incredible how Boeing is always, it seems like for the past 2 years, 18 months, whatever it is, they're just in such trouble. It's always terrible news and then things get better, and then bad news and things get better, and bad. It's never ending. So most recently, Ryanair has been in talks with Boeing over the past 10 months for a fresh order of 737 MAX 10s, Boeing's biggest and newest variant of single aisle workhorse. Last week, according to the CEO of Ryanair, it became clear that the pricing gap between the partners could not be closed, and they didn't want to waste time with negotiations anymore. So now, this story did say, I didn't look into this, but Ryanair has a reputation for moving in downturns to the airline industry. And exactly, Simon just said it. It's a Ryanair negotiating technique. They tend to move in during downturns and scoop up heavily discounted planes. And it seems like that may be the thing, especially since it said they're a discount airline. I'm going to have to think in my mind, I'm comparing them to Frontier, Spirit, something like that. Guys, smash the like button for me, please. This one rolls right into my story that I talked about Tesla. Chip shortage means vehicle inventory likely won't recover until 2023. It's a long ways out. So a chip maker, Japan's RAM Co., has said that microchips in the automotive industry, they're going to have difficulty fulfilling the orders. And it really is just a vicious cycle that we're getting into. And I'm going to get into that in a second. Their largest clients are Toyota, Ford, and Honda. And they're warning that this could last through 2023. So, of course, keep an eye on the used car market. That's not going to cool down anytime soon. Let's see. The average car has more than 100 tiny processors moving everything. I didn't know that. So here we go. Yes. So worldwide, when everything shut down, there was all this working from home stuff going on and studying from home, etc. So the demand went to all of those products, leaving the car industry a little bit shorthanded. So that is the vicious cycle that we have hit, and I think the cycle is just going to keep churning and churning and churning. Last week, remember, Toyota announced that it's going to idle 14 of its factories, so it's going to be rough out there. This was a fun story that I saw this morning. Amazon, they're shipping cargo for outside customers, its latest move to compete with FedEx and UPS. The company is now moving cargo for outside customers, and its latest move to compete with FedEx and UPS. They kind of want to be the U.S. Postal Service, where they can get everything anywhere very quickly. Amazon is now shipping 72% of its own packages. That's incredible. And it was under 50% in 2019. 7 years, 10 billion deliveries later, Amazon now has 400,000 drivers worldwide, 40,000 semi-trucks, 30,000 vans, and a fleet of more than 70 planes. And their newest investment into this is $1.5 billion. So this is pretty neat how they're doing this. So they're not just trying to deliver to whatever address. They're kind of doing it in a quote unquote cost-effective way. They have this algorithm that allows sellers to take advantage of less than load truck space, discounted rates, while allowing Amazon to make money on otherwise wasted space. So for this guy, he says, being in a rural community, the fact that somebody's willing to cater to us and they're willing to accommodate pickup schedules and not just say, okay, we'll be there every day at 3:30 is also very attractive. So that's pretty cool. I know they're doing that with fiber in rural areas of Ohio too. A very similar structure where they're it's actually harder. I can't even get fiber where I'm at, but the rural parts of Ohio can absolutely get fiber, and I'm very jealous, to be honest with you. Here's Lufthansa. What a great airline. I love business class on Lufthansa. Lufthansa CEO, airline industry will continue to consolidate. He said that he believes that consolidation in the industry will continue in the long term as the sector exits the turmoil of the coronavirus. So the 5 major airlines in the United States make up 80% of the U.S. market share. The 5 largest in Europe make up 40%. So he said that it's clear to everyone that more will come. Pretty much every European airline was stabilized in some form by the state. They got government money during the pandemic. But as soon as those state funds are paid back, the pause button will be switched off, and that is when he thinks that you'll have consolidation of airlines. So interesting point. Would not be surprised by that. This is a story that I'm curious to see what happens. So I remember saying back in like May, June that I think once with the job shortages that we're seeing, no, I shouldn't say it, with the job openings that we're seeing and not being filled, I think that my guess is that we're going to really get a benefit to the unemployment rate. So the unemployment rate will go down and people will start going back to work. If these benefits end, I don't know. It could be, I'm just curious to see what's going to happen in September and October with these ending. So they ended. Federal unemployment ended this week after nearly a year and a half. That means 9 million people will lose all benefits and 3 million will lose the reduced checks. I'm just curious to see what happens with the unemployment number going into end of September, end of October, etc., etc., etc. Somebody can name that play. This is a very interesting opinion from this writer at MarketWatch. So it's a comparison, just different similarities that we've seen between 1990, 99, 2007, and 1929. Yeah, 1929. So he takes off strong similarities between the different events. So the S&P is trading at a lofty 22.5 times forward earnings, and its price to sales ratio of 3.1 times is far costlier than 2000. The NASDAQ, that ETF, is trading at 70% the premium to its 200 week moving average, the highest since 99 and 2000. Okay. Blank check. That's your SPACs. The last time SPACs were as big as they are today, 1928, 1929. Leverage is very high. Similar to 1920 and 2000, it has started to unwind, and if that keeps going, the market will have a problem. Cryptocurrencies, his concern is the froth on top of them, 1,000% gain on Bitcoin and 3,400% on Ethereum. I mean, I think that's pretty normal, but what the hell do I know? Individual investors making up a very large portion of the daily stock volume, and he said that these many tops in the past happened in 1929, 1990, 2000. From 98 to 2000, a lot of companies saw zero earnings and their shares shot higher and higher. We don't see that in today's market, do we? If and when the everything rally ends, most everything will decline. Therefore, at least some cash would behoove you. That's basically the story. Pretty good story. True, not true. I have no idea. I want to do one more. I got to go in my files. Hold on. Where's my files? This one. Because Guru is such a terrible exporter and archaic website, I can't do it. But here, it's called Warren Buffett. Investors do not need a high IQ. Very well said. The most important thing in investments is not having a high IQ, thank God. I mean, the important thing is realism and discipline. And you don't need to be extraordinarily bright to do well in investments. If you're realistic and disciplined, that's all you need. As Charlie says, to that extent, to the extent that I think we've always, from the investment standpoint, let's see if you can see this, if we had any distinguishing characteristics, it would be that in terms of realism and discipline. And generally, that means finding what you don't know. Insurance, underwriting, it's the same thing. You have to find, and you have to be realistic about what you can understand and what you can't understand, and therefore what you can insure and what you can't insure. So this is, guys, we tell you to read these books. Don't forget, the book club is on Friday. So if you're a patron, we're doing the book club on Friday. But The Psychology of Money, The Richer, Wiser, Happier, The Dando Investor, and The Intelligent Investor. I mean, guys, this is it really comes down to being disciplined throughout the investing process. In the long run, you are going to be a much, much better investor. So, yep. Well, smash the like button while I give you this little thing, and let's check out what the rates are doing. Nada. Let's see. Any earnings this week? We have Slack reporting today. GME is tomorrow, so everybody, GME, Lululemon is tomorrow. Let's see here. What's play? Dave & Buster's, Affirm, and Kroger on Friday. I know a lot of you guys hold Kroger, so be conscientious of that. If you want to join our community and have access to our Discord chat, there's 55, maybe 6,000 people in there now. I really don't know. It's flossing. It's phenomenal. So you guys go ahead and jump in there, $7 a month. If you want to get access to our software, which we use on all of our videos, I can pull it up if I have to. $27 a month gets you that. Of course, you get access to our Discord community too. If you want to join the Bid and Ask Nation and do trading with me, I'm going to pull up some charts here in a few minutes. $77 a month, you get, of course, you get all the software. Of course, you get access to me. You get access to exclusive chats in the Discord, etc. One-on-one with me, $750, 1 hour Zoom call. Talk about whatever you want. I really like talking about trading, getting you guys going on the right path. If you're interested in that, I have one tomorrow. I have one Friday. And if you want to do, my thing doesn't scroll low enough for me to put it in the box. If you want to do a real estate deal with Paul, a consult, one-on-one gets you that, $10,000. And guys, if you're buying an apartment in a market like this, and it's your first one especially, you might want to consult with somebody that's done it multiple times. And by multiple, I mean has owned over 1,000 units at one point and will probably own 10,000 units at some point in the pretty near future. So let's see what futures are doing just now. They have not moved at all. So that's that. So why don't we get into some stocks? You guys give me a couple tickers. I will run through them and we will go from there. I'm going to read through some of your comments while I'm waiting for some ticks. I'm so bummed about my Tesla getting delayed. And you know what? The worst part is the guy across the street saw me. The guy across the street got one. Chris Murray, Mo, I saw you at Cleveland Oktoberfest. Why didn't you come say hi? Why wouldn't you come say hi, man? Come on. Guys, if you see us in public, just come say hi to us. We're not busy. The extent of our jobs, Paul and I both say we're retired. If we're on our phone, we're probably looking at nonsense. Guys, come say hi to us. But Chris, that was a people watching experience, I gotta tell you. Oh, and you know what the worst part about the guy across the street from me, the guy that's the same Tesla as me? It's literally the same spec, same color and everything. I'm bummed. Anyways, let's go into it. Let's do Facebook. Okay, Facebook. So Facebook, from a charting perspective, you know, it still has a great trend. And it's still, I mean, you can see that there. Let me use yellow. It's a little more seeable. I still like the trend. It's looking pretty good. So, but if it's me, I'm not doing anything until I break out above that all-time high, which happened on Wednesday. That's the one that I'm not going to do anything until I get into that. You could do maybe something from a swing trading perspective, but keep an eye on that. Stochastic. Wear a shirt when you say hi. Whatever you want to do. Okay, let's look at Alibaba. So Alibaba, Cash is right. Timo Bambino is the only one busy in the group. Correct. So Alibaba came out with some news over the weekend that things are getting better. Actually, there's a story out there. George Soros, he said that the BlackRock investment in Chinese companies is not going to do well, but I'm not sold on listening to George Soros. I don't know. You guys be with it as it may. I'm just not into it. So with Baba, I'm liking where the trend is going. It's better than just sitting on top of each other and sitting and doing nothing. And you can kind of see that red one is just ticking up just a touch. So that might be pretty good sometime in the near future. I think if we get through that 25-day moving average, that's when you're going to start getting some momentum. You're going to get some buying volume coming in there. I don't think it'll be like this, but it'll be some consistent average buying volume, which is definitely needed to get this bad boy going. Okay, growth or dividends, which is better? I mean, it depends what you're talking about when you say growth. I like dividends, but I'm not just going to buy a stock for dividends, because that to me is a little bit crazy. Why would you buy a bad company just to get a payout of a dividend, especially if it's not a stable dividend? So Taiwan Semiconductors looking great. Coming up, did a good sweet spot reversal. I love the separation that's happening here between the red and yellow line. Now, I want to see one more day. If you get an engulfing candlestick today like this, you can go ahead and add to it. I have no problem with that. That would be good. If you don't get an engulfing candlestick today, don't touch it. Don't do anything with it, and wait until tomorrow. Let's say you get this today, something like that. Let's say you get this tomorrow. Don't touch it until you get an engulfing candlestick with some pretty decent volume. Don't have the volume bar down here doing half of the daily volume or something like that. Guys, smash the like button for me. That would be wonderful if we can get that like up to 200 by the end of this show. I'm sure you can get it there. I have faith in all of you. Starbucks. Let's do Starbucks. Mo, I've been hearing a lot of talk on uranium. Yeah, I don't really know anything about uranium. You know who knows about uranium? I think it's Cash. Cash, is it? I might be misspeaking. I think Cash talked about uranium to me one time. I know he's in the industrial world. Okay, Starbucks. I think this is a good-looking watch list stock. I think if you throw this on a watch list and you let this red line get moving, like oh, that's black. Hold on. If you let this red line get, hold on. Epic Pen is not cooperating. You get this red line moving like this, and let the yellow line obviously come down here, I think you have a good play here. So Starbucks is certainly a watch list stock. I think that's a great idea. Actually, Cash looks at uranium, but Cash, please put Starbucks on my watch list. If it's not on there, I can't remember. I should do a watch list update today. And guys, remember is it 3 o'clock? Hold on. No, at 3:30 today, if you're in the Bid and Ask Nation, I'm going to jump on there and do a Q&A just in the chat. Like I did last week. I really enjoyed doing that. I really love the rapid fire. Cash says uranium is all hype. There you go. Rio, I don't know what to tell you about this. Is this some kind of foreign deal? And the only reason I'm saying a foreign deal is because you see how it just, these gaps all over the place. I think that the way this thing gets translated over to a U.S. chart may be, my U.S. chart may be incorrect. I just want to preface it with that. Okay, we can look at AbbVie. I'll take a gander at that. Procter & Gamble, I mean, you have a good looking run going on here, but to be honest with you, I would either take profits on this thing just because you're kind of leveling out your stochastics. It's not really rolling over, but it's kind of rolling over. Maybe take profits, but definitely don't add to it. If you're in it, don't add until you break out to a new high over whatever that high was a couple weeks ago. AbbVie had that big stinger last week for their arthritis drug that a warning label was slapped on it. So they had a big minus 12% day or something, but they've pulled back. So guys, if you ever get this in a day, even if on any stock, make sure if you're short on it, make sure you take your profits. If that happens to happen when you're in a downtrend. If you're long on it like this and this happens, don't panic sell. Don't panic sell, because this whole thing is just panic. And you can see that thing dropped to like $106, and by the end of the day it went back up to $112.50, and then the next day it went to $114. So don't panic sell on those days. Let everything calm down. Does it suck? Yes, but it is what it is. And AbbVie is one of the employed traders series, so I'm hoping that we can get some negative engulfing candlesticks over the next couple of weeks and really break this thing down and get a good run down below the 200-day moving average. That's what I'm really hoping for. So we shall see. Moderna, you got it. Yeah, Big Chungus said that chart on Rio Tinto looks weird. I think it's just because it gets the way that it gets converted over. That's just the reason that it looks weird. So Moderna had this incredible run up. Let's see here. I can't remember if this was. Give me a second. I want to pull up a line. Okay. So I remember when this run happened from 350 to $500 a share. Yeah. I said, guys, please make sure you're taking profits on this thing. And I think a lot of you did, because I said, you're going to get a pullback down here, and it pulled back. I mean, basically $100 a share. So right now it's in a downtrend. It's not really doing anything. I I mean, could it tick up like that? You have very strong support here, $350. So if you can get this thing to break under 350, maybe you can get a run on it. But Moderna is so news driven these days. Who knows what's going to happen? Boeing. Why don't we look at Boeing since we talked about it in the news this morning? Rio is London based. Yep, that makes sense because European stocks that come over typically get converted very strangely. So Boeing is back in its downtrend. Boeing has been on my watch list for a long time, and the only reason is because I really want to grab this thing. You see, it does go for nice runs every once in a while. I mean, you have back here, but even when it comes down, you have nice runs down on it too. This thing moved from 264 to 224. Very, very, very slowly and very nicely. Same thing that happened back in here. So that's why I like catching Boeing, because when it gets a trend, it can actually run for a couple weeks straight. So smash the like button, guys, please. Let's get to 200. So Boeing right now, based on that news that came out, just take it easy here. You're going to get support that's going to come in at these two levels. But if it breaks below that, I would be very happy to short this thing. Even I would be okay shorting this thing. And I'm not a big shorter in this market. But 205, below 205 would look pretty dang good. Moderna is good because Mo in it. That's funny. All right. Excuse me. Okay. Let's see. I want to do... I saw one that I want to do, Spotify. I like Spotify. I don't use it, but I like it. It's a good music service, but I like Apple Music better. I shouldn't say that. I like the ecosystem of Apple better. I have everything in Apple, so why not have the music in Apple? Okay. Love the trend that's happening right now. Moving up a little bit today. You're going to face resistance at 275, 276, whatever that is. Then just below 300. So this to me looks, it's pretty good. If you can get a good trend up, I would be okay with this. And I think you'll get a great run up to the 200-day moving average. So even if you want to swing trade this, just make sure you're using stops, because over here, notice that you're in your overbought area. So just be careful with that one using stops. There was another one I wanted to look at. Somebody said, dang, I can't remember. Okay. KO. Why don't we look at old Coca-Cola? I went to the Coca-Cola museum a couple of weeks ago. Oh my God. Did everybody think that nobody was going to drink Coke anymore during the pandemic? Did people think that Coke was going to cause COVID? Ha. All right, let's see here. Coca-Cola. The trend has turned down, but you can see that as soon as that trend turned down, you got a snapback. That's why I like to say wait for 3 days on this. This is a perfect example. I want to show you guys this. So when we move into an uptrend or a downtrend in this instance, I always want you to get downtrend, and then I want 3 days of move down, but engulfing down. This thing instantly, as soon as it went into a downtrend right here, whatever day this was maybe last Monday, maybe it was the previous Friday, and then a snapback just happened. So that's why I would have rather seen, let's see, this happen that one day, and then we would have gotten a candle like this maybe, and then the third day, that's when you add. I don't like adding right away on a downtrend, because you can have this price action go right against you, and that's that. So that's why we wait. That's why we have confirmation of the things. That was pretty funny. The thought that's going through my head right now is pretty funny, but I can't say it because I don't want to trigger people. LMT. Lockheed is one of the employed trader series stocks. This is going to be a good looking stock at some point. Just waiting for that stochastic to turn up, but we're going to make a lot of money on that one. I promise you. Whoa. Sam. Let's see. Sam has been beaten up too. Yeah, they've been beaten up too. So they had that big gap down. Let's see. So we're going to fill that gap. No doubt. But look at this stochastic. This is a perfect dog stock. This is exactly what a dog stock is, guys. Decline in price. And then you have really bad news that comes in that smokes the price. Then you just have a stochastic that's on the bottom, and it's just coasting sideways, literally at zero. There is zero interest in the stock. You can see how for the last month and a half, there's been no interest in it. The volume is less than average, and it just keeps declining. At some point, institutions are going to take notice here. Sam is a big company, And we are going to eventually, this stochastic will just all of a sudden just start slowly turning up. And it might not even be like that. It might be like this. And it just slowly moves up, slowly moves up, slowly moves up. As soon as that thing gets into the sweet spot, that's typically when institutions start taking notice of it, because volume is obviously coming into the stock, and you'll get buyers, and then you'll probably fill this gap, and you might get a good run up here somewhere in that range. So that is the definition of what a dog stock is. If you like dog stocks, smash the like button. See what I did there? Also, if you like dog stocks, go and follow me on Instagram at TraderMo_EM. I'm going to give my new Bitcoin prediction after the show's over. Things have changed this weekend, guys. Things have certainly changed. It's weird out there. And follow Paul at Paul Gabriel, Gabrail. Okay, where was my internet? Love? I would love to do love. Okay, love. Let's see here. Love. So, okay. So I like what love is doing right now. It's pulling back. I think this is going to become a dog stock. Really, for the past year and a half, love has been so news driven, man. It's just, all of this has just been news. So what that means is it's kind of boring in the airline industry as far as news goes right now. So I think this is going to become a dog stock, and it's going to do the same thing that last stock did. I don't even remember what it was. Shoot. And it's going to move up and move into the sweet spot, and you're going to be the first one to grab it. So, dang, what was that last stock I did? I don't remember. Lockheed. No, was it Lockheed? No, I don't remember. Oh, well. All right. HPQ. I'll do HPQ. The market's about to open in 15 seconds, so I will do HPQ, and then I'll hit one more. And then I'm going to head over to the studio, and we're going to record, and it's going to be great. And live stream at 2 p.m. Eastern time today, guys. So, obviously, very obvious, there's a lot of resistance right here. Just above yep, makes perfect sense. Look that's where the resistance is, the 100-day moving average. So this thing is just going to have to get turned up. It's the thing that it's going to need to break through that 100-day moving average is volume. Actually, the volume's not bad. So market's open now, guys. Volume's not bad. So that is one just to keep a watch on. I will do one more real quick. Oh, Sam. Thank you, Sam. That was Sam Adams. So, hey, Cash, can you throw Sam on my dog list thing? J&J. I think, Joel, I didn't mean to ignore you. I just every time I see a ticker, I forget. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do that one. Then I forget. So I saw you put it up there a few times. I wasn't ignoring you. I just kept forgetting. Okay. So good run up, definitely a snapback. And now it has turned into a downtrend. So guys, when I tell you, when the stock price is like here, I think maybe it was Moderna. I don't really remember, but it was around here. And I said, maybe start taking your profits off the table because you're getting the stochastic to roll over a little bit. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It could turn into something where it's a big snapback and then it turns into a downtrend. Downtrend meaning it's dropped below 80%. So that's the reason that I'm a little bit more cautious when I see big pullbacks like that. And I say, guys, go ahead and take some profits there. And worst case scenario, you take profits here, it jumps up here to a new all-time high, you go ahead and add back on. Best case scenario, this happens. It moves right back down on you. You sold your profits up here, and now you're in a downtrend, and now you're worrying about this thing dropping below a bunch of moving averages. So that's that. If I was here, I would be waiting for a short, and I probably wouldn't short this thing until under this wick around 172.50 and go from there. But you guys have a fantastic day. I will see you at 2:30. Nope, that's wrong. I will see you at 2 p.m. Eastern time on the live show, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Me, Seth, Paul back in the studio together, and we will do it from there. So you guys have a wonderful day. See you then.
Thank you.